given the likely valuation of Tesla in that year, you'll be a millionaire. And I'm going to invite you to a Millionaire's party I'm going to host. Hi guys, and welcome from the amazingly beautiful Panama City, where I am today. I've traveled from Colombia up to Panama. And welcome to the Tesla Millionaires Club. This is the club that I'm forming. If you manage to get 144 Tesla shares by 2030, you should be, according to my calculations, a millionaire. And I'm going to invite you to a millionaire's party I'm going to host. If you manage to do that by the year 2030 or in the year 2030, given the likely valuation of Tesla in that year, you'll be a millionaire. If you want to be part of the journey, I recommend you start collecting Tesla shares. You try to get to 144. That's the magic number. You join, you subscribe, like and subscribe to this channel. If you get 144 and you're a subscriber, you're invited to the Tesla Millionaires Party. Hey, maybe we'll have it here in Panama City. It's such a beautiful surrounding. And we celebrate our good fortune. We celebrate the fact that we've had the foresight to invest in a company that's going to drive the future of humanity. So there you go. Really exciting times. It's going to be a great week next week. I don't know what the stock's going to do, but why next week is important? Well, next week is a really exciting week in the Tesla calendar. So it's the earnings report from Q4 of last year. They're going to go through the numbers from the different sources of value. So we'll go through the profits from the selling EVs, and we'll go through the profits from the energy storage business. So Elon and the board will review the performance in Q4 of last year. Now, given that the auto industry is a cyclical business, of course, FSD is a fledgling business. We hope to hear more about that, and we hope to hear more about Tesla's progress with Optimus robots too. So why is this critical? It's very easy to forecast what the profitability of the company is going to be, and many analysts actually do this. So there aren't going to be too many surprises. But what's really interesting is that Tesla is a story stock, and it's a growth stock. And what we're really interested in is to find out a bit more information about how FSD is going to be deployed and where it's going to be deployed. What we hope to hear is some more information about some cities which will be pilot cities. We're hoping that somewhere in Texas and somewhere in California, some cities will be nominated to be pilots. We hope that there have been some discussions on this, and we're going to hear some progress about it in the earnings meeting next week. Now, auto sales disappointed a little bit at the end of the year. So the revenue from the auto sales is likely to be decreased a little bit. But that was more than compensated by the stellar performance of the energy storage business. This is a highly profitable business, and the numbers were really impressive for energy storage. So overall, it should be a pretty good story. We've also heard recently that there's been some progress on the scaling up of Optimus robots. So there's rumors swirling around that suppliers have been contacted and asked if they can supply enough parts to make hundreds of, if not thousands of robots before the end of the year. This is a really positive signal, and we're hoping that the Elon and the Tesla board will start to talk about this at the earnings call. Tesla is a story stock, and it's an innovation company. So yes, we're going to wait to hear the numbers. Yes, we're going to wait to hear the profitability of the company in the last quarter of last year. And remember, because the auto industry is a cyclical business, what we will do is we will compare the last quarter of 2024 with the last quarter of 2023 so that we get an apples comparison. And what everybody is waiting to hear is some news around full self-driving. So there was some messages that were put out on X to say FSD is almost solved. But that's not really the exciting part. And this is what we're calling a catalyst. There could be some catalysts at this meeting where the investor community, particularly the hedge funds, really sit up and take notice. And if the news is good, they'll say, okay, FSD potentially is as good, if not better, than a human driver. Potentially we'll hear this news about some pilot cities, maybe even more than 2. This would be extraordinarily good news. So what do I mean by solve? Well, full self-driving might be at the stage where it's better than the average experienced driver. It's quite possible that Tesla will announce next week that they've reached this milestone in the company's history, and that is huge news. So for many years, people who followed Tesla stock know that this has been something that the company is working to, that the engineers are trying really hard to achieve. They may have reached that. It may be a couple months longer that we need to wait, but it is possible that we'll hear about this next week, and we'll hear some better developed numbers around Optimus robots, how many are going to be produced by the end of the year, and what the plans are for next year. There's also been some rumors circulating in the industry that suppliers are being contacted and suppliers are being asked if they can supply the component parts, the subcomponents of the Optimus robots. So there's an awful lot of excitement in the industry. Elon has said that Tesla is gearing up to produce thousands of these Optimus robots, these humanoid robots, this year, and then he's going to 10x that next year. So let's just assume Tesla is trying to build 5,000 this year. Maybe that will be 50,000 next year. I mean, these are just exciting times, really exciting things to hear about.
And of course, it's getting more and more people to start thinking about this and start talking about it, because the robots are coming, and they might be coming a little bit quicker than people expect. And so you should at least be thinking about what would you do if this capability was available tomorrow, or next week, or next year. You know, it's something that will affect corporations, and also it's something that people might find very, very useful in the home.
Major milestone for the company, and it really sets the company up for huge growth in the future once this milestone is achieved. So that's one thing that we'll listen out for next week. Another thing is progress with the robotaxi itself. So where are we at the development stage in these robotaxi? Is the design frozen? Is it production ready? Is there a date for when these will start rolling off the production line? We're just all really eager for news on robotaxi. Who knows how the stock will react? How the stock market will react? I don't know. Nobody's ever built or brought into production, mass production, a humanoid robot. The implications for humanity are immense. It's basically the total addressable market, the TAM, for labor is extraordinary. Now, Tesla will not be the only company that competes in this space, but given that the total addressable market is so huge, there's plenty of room for many manufacturers to compete in this space. But Tesla is kind of ahead of the pack. It's the only AI company that can manufacture both robotaxi and Optimus robots at scale. This is one huge advantage that Tesla has over the competition. Earnings reports, quarterly earning reports, can do strange things to stock. The important thing here is that if you're a stockholder, is to bide your time, keep accumulating, buy the dip, dollar cost average, use all these mechanisms, hold your nerve. If for whatever reason the stock dips, hold your nerve, maybe look upon it as a buying opportunity. If the stock soars on the news, we'll all sit back and enjoy the moment, knowing that being a Tesla holder is not a relaxing place to be. It's a very volatile stock. It usually trades along with the NASDAQ. It's generally amplified, so if the NASDAQ goes down, Tesla usually goes down times 2. If the NASDAQ goes up 1, Tesla generally goes up 2. But there are moments in Tesla's history where it just takes your breath away, where you get what's called a God's candle. You get a candlestick that just goes to the moon. It's possible this could happen next week, but it's so difficult to predict. It does happen though. It happens with some regularity. Tesla is an extraordinary company. It's an innovation company, and it's best to think of Tesla not as an auto company, but as an established business with these fledgling growth businesses in it as well. It's almost like a nest of companies that you're investing into, and that brings tremendous excitement. You know that you've got a solid base for the company. You know that it will continue to sell EV cars. It will develop its range. It's just released the Model Y. It's going to bring out a compact car sometime this year. Again, that's something that Elon and the board might discuss further next week. And of course, we've got the robo-taxi as well. So there's loads and loads to look forward to. Lots of positive news on the horizon. It should be fantastic news for Tesla stockholders, but it's just, you have to be brave. You have to hang in there. When other people are selling, you hold. When the price goes down, you buy. This is all part and parcel of being a Tesla stock owner. What I do know is that by 2030, Tesla is going to be an enormous company. It's probably going to be the most valuable company that's ever existed. What I would encourage you to do is try and accumulate 144 shares. The Tesla valuation is going to increase dramatically as these AI innovations get deployed out to mainstream and become part of everyday life. So full self-driving becomes everyday life. So we get used to humanoid robots initially working in the factory environment, and then in the fullness of time deployed to the domestic environment, maybe the retail environment, the service sector, for example, it's train stations or airports, that kind of thing. It's a huge amount to look forward to. Keep accumulating those shares. See if you can get to 144. You'll be part of the Tesla Millionaires Club. And it's my intention to host a party for everyone who subscribes to this channel, so we can go and celebrate. Please like and subscribe. Please become a member of the Tesla Millionaires Club. Maybe I'll see you in Panama City in 2030. Ciao.